She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her.
Hello everyone, it's Jelly and welcome to another video. First of all, thank you so much guys for everyone who's subscribed to the channel. We're now 300 subscribers and I hope you guys help you reach 500 these coming months and hopefully 1,000 before the year ends. And I promise you guys that I'll be creating more bookish videos and creative things in the future, so stay tuned. So this video is gonna be exciting because I'm gonna be sharing with you my newly discovered reading challenge that I hopefully enjoy. It's because this month, April, has been a big month for me. There are a lot of events that happened and I've been into a bit of reading slump. Yeah, that's so normal for every book reader, but now I'm trying to cope up with the situation by thinking creatively, and so I'm really excited to share with you the Taylor Swift themed reading challenges that I'll be joining. And if you're interested and you're a Taylor Swift fan, then these challenges might be perfect for you as well. So there's no wonder that Taylor Swift is a bookworm like me, like you. It's because she won the latest Grammy Awards and I've been following her since I'm at high school, and I can vividly recall the song that I immediately memorized and sang in front of the class. It was, aside from Love Story, I believe it's 15, and I just really had a nostalgic moment, that feeling of living in high school again because of her songs. Especially she re-recorded her masters. And so these two reading challenges are from the StoryGraph. So if you don't have an account yet, you can easily create one by signing up. It's for free and that's it. That's what all you need. So these two reading challenges are based from Folklore and Evermore albums of Taylor Swift. Based from some articles and interviews of Taylor Swift, she mentioned some of her book recommendations and favorite books, and so I'll be linking down also some references and resources for you guys to check out if you want the full list of Taylor Swift's favorite books. And I'd like to believe that these reading challenges are also inspired or was inspired by that reading list. So definitely check them out. So some of Taylor Swift's favorite books are The Great Gatsby, Jane Eyre, and the Harry Potter series. Also, the books that are included in the prompts of the reading challenges are mostly referenced from Taylor Swift's diverse favorite books and book recommendations, as she really loves to read a variety of books because it's evident in her writing of her lyrics, in her songs, and so she's a genius, I must say. So I'll be showing you the genre and the category of the books that are included in the reading challenge. Again, the StoryGraph. And if you go here and go to reading challenges, so I've included the Folklore Taylor Swift reading challenge and Evermore reading challenge. So as you can see, I haven't updated my reading challenge. It's a proof that I haven't gotten read as much. So it says here, Folklore Taylor Swift reading challenge hosted by Anju Rice. It has 354 participants and 1,725 books added by the host. So for my challenge progress, I didn't realize that I got 2 prompts completed out of 16. These 16 are the 16 tracks plus a bonus from Taylor Swift's album. So you can see here the challenge prompts. The first one is The One, a book you want to give another chance. So I might probably choose The Great Gatsby for this challenge prompt. So for the second one, it's Cardigan, a comfort read. From the word itself, from the title itself, Cardigan. So I think I read Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban for this one. So that's why I completed the prompt already. But as you can see, I've got multiple selections for this prompt. So the third one was The Last Great American Dynasty, an historical fiction. For this one, I might probably select a Jane Eyre book, The Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. So I think that's perfect, but it's a year-long reading challenge themed around Taylor Swift's latest album, Folklore. You can combine challenges and complete as many or as few as you'd like. So it says here you can combine as many or as few as you'd like. That's how it goes. And from these books, based from these books, I'll be just selecting the books that I've got also and read them. And what's nice is that since it's a year-long reading challenge, I won't be able to cram with the time because at least I've got several months to go to be able to finish some of the books that I really like to read, and it'll be more fun because of this reading challenge. So the next one is the Evermore Reading Challenge. So this reading challenge was hosted by Plump Paperbacks. It has 160 participants and 872 books added. So you can see here the start and the end date as well. And luckily, as I mentioned, I've got 4 prompts completed because the 2 prompts was Harry Potter books that I finished early this year. And so out of 15, I've got 4 prompts completed already. So it's a 2021 reading challenge with prompts inspired by Taylor Swift's newest album, Evermore. If you post about this challenge on social media, feel free to tag me, Plump Paperbacks. So here are the challenge prompts based on her tracks as well. The first one is Willow, a book where the main character travels somewhere new. For this one, I think since I have Alice in Wonderland, I'll select that. Champagne Problems, a book that involves any sort of struggle for the main character. So it goes. You can see here the books that I've added for the prompts, and I'll just select from these books. So yeah, I've got another prompt complete. Happiness, a book you think would be a 5-star read. Yeah, it's The Prisoner of Azkaban as well, because I bet she really liked Harry Potter. And then another one, the second and the third book of Harry Potter that I've read earlier this year. So it's mostly the Harry Potter book that completed the prompt. And for sure, I'll be reading Harry Potter for this year. That's one of my goals, to reread the whole series of Harry Potter and to also add up some of the books based from the prompts that I've included. So that's it, and let's now jump into another reading challenge that I really want to share with you guys. And aside from that reading challenge, I would really love to go back to read some of Taylor Swift's favorite books as well, which are mostly classics like The Great Gatsby, Charlotte's Web, To Kill a Mockingbird, and Jane Eyre, and some poetry like the poetry of Robert Frost, some young adult and fantasy series such as Harry Potter, The Hunger Games, and The Fault in Our Stars, which is one of her favorites as well, and some contemporary and anti-racist reading lists like Sally Rooney's books. That's it. And I believe there are other controversial love story, autobiography books she really liked to read, and I don't know if I need to put myself into that, but I'll be trying to read some of her favorites and reread some of her favorite books as well. So now for the second reading challenge or readathon, it's called the 1900 to 1950 Readathon, hosted by one of my favorite booktubers, Katie Lumsden from Books and Things. So this is a reading readathon that she created for the month of May. So it will start May 1st and will end May 31st, 2021. So I'm already a member of this group and I'm super excited to join the readathon. She also hosts other reading challenges and readathon as well that consist of very exciting reading challenges. Those are Jane Austen July and Victober or Victorian October. So it says here, the 1900 to 1950 Readathon is a month-long readathon happening 1st to 31st May 2021, all about reading literature published between 1900 and 1950 anywhere in the world. So she indicated some reading challenges, and the first one is read a book published 1900 to 1950 from the country you're from. So since I'm a Filipino and I've been reading Philippine literature since high school and college, then I came to realize, okay, it's a good challenge because I haven't read Filipino literature or Philippine literature recently, and I think it's a good challenge. And so now I'll be reading one of the 10 best books in the Philippine literature. So just a quick recap for you guys that are not familiar with Philippine literature. It reflects a diverse book of works which are mostly grounded on traditional folklores, socio-political histories, and real-life experiences. Such books have really promoted the cultural value and the daily struggles of locals that you can learn a lesson or two. So for this first challenge, I'll be reading Bana Agat Sikat by Lope K. Santos. I believe it has this English version, From Early Dawn to Full Light. This has been dubbed as the Bible of the Filipino working class. It's considered by our Filipino literature critic to be one of the most important books in 1949, but this book was originally published in 1906, and so I believe it's a perfect book for this reading challenge. For the second challenge, read the book published 1900 to 1950 from a different country. So for this one, I already picked or selected the book to read, and that is The Great Gatsby. It's an American novel, and I already watched the film, but I haven't read the book, and it's also one of the books that I'll be reading for Taylor Swift's reading challenge, and so I believe it's a 2-in-1 shot. So this one. And for the third challenge, read a genre classic published 1900 to 1950, such as classic crime, classic sci-fi, classic fantasy, historical fiction, etc. So for this third challenge, I'll be reading The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by Frank Baum and Animal Farm by George Orwell. I've been meaning to read this book, and now is a perfect time to read this book. So I'm really excited. This book is also one of Ariel Bissette's favorite book, one of my favorite booktubers, and so I'm really excited as well. For challenge number 4, read something published 1900 to 1950 that isn't a novel, such as nonfiction, plays, poetry, short stories, etc. So for this one, I've got a lot of books to choose from, but I selected a nonfiction book that is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It was first published in 1936, and I think it's a perfect selection for this challenge. And there are other challenges as well, such as challenge number 5, read a work of literature published 1900 to 1950, set during or exploring World War I or World War II. So for this one, I'm not sure whether I'm gonna select a book for this, but I'll try, because reading classics is a bit difficult. Even though it's a bit difficult, I really love them. I really wanted to read a classic longer for me to be fully immersed in the book. And the last bonus challenge is to read a book from every decade of the period. For example, 1900s, 1910s, 1920s, 1930s, and 1940s. I believe that's it. Again, it'll happen this May, from May 1st to May 31st. And if you really like to read classics like me, even though it's a bit challenging, then please join also. And I'll be linking down some resources and even book recommendations from the host itself, Katie Lumsden from Books and Things, and also the Goodreads group, so that you can check him out. So aside from these reading challenges, I still got, like I mentioned, Jane Austen July, Victover. I'm not sure whether The Reading Rush by Ariel Bissett and Raylene LeMay will be pushed this year, but I hope so. And also Dickens December, this coming December. So I really hope that I can really enjoy these reading challenges. And if you're like me who doesn't want to feel like reading is a chore, or it doesn't help you to fully immerse yourself in the book, then these challenges might be of good help as well for you. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I don't know whether you like it, but I hope you appreciate this video, and if you like the content, then please leave a thumbs up and check out the links that I'll be putting down in the description, and leave a comment if you have questions, suggestions, and other personal things and stuff you want to tell me about. So once again, thank you so much, and check out also my other videos here. I'll be linking also them here, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her. You see her walking down the boulevard.